Okay, so keeping up with AI, it feels like trying to drink from a fire hose sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Just the speed of it all. It's incredible, almost dizzying.
Oh, absolutely. It's a constant challenge, just staying current.
But today, we're not just, skimming the surface. We're doing a deep dive into something that feels like, well, like a really fundamental shift. It's about how AI learns, how it adapts, maybe hinting at AI becoming, I don't know, truly alive.
That's a really interesting way to frame it because, for all the amazing things current AI can do, they often have this built-in limitation. Once they're trained up, that's kind of it. They become static.
Static, like stuck.
Yeah, exactly. Like these incredibly complex, powerful machines, but built from blueprints fixed at one moment. Frozen snapshots, basically,
Yeah.
getting them to learn new information. Or adapt when things change.
Yeah.
That usually means going back to the drawing board. It's expensive, takes a lot of time. A real rebuild.
And that static problem, that frozen snapshot issue, is exactly why this news we're digging into today feels so significant. So, just yesterday, August 13th, 2025, Vertical AI, the no-code AI customization company, they announced something big.
Right, the LABS deal?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They took a major equity stake in Levangie Laboratories,
Oh.
LLBS, an advanced AI research outfit. And their stated goal is, well, pretty ambitious. They want to supercharge the Vertical AI platform.
Especially that no-code AI studio they have.
Right. And the key, developing a totally new kind of AI memory architecture. That's the core of it.
A new memory paradigm. That definitely signals a big shift.
So, okay, let's unpack that static AI problem a bit more. Why is it such a big deal? You mentioned fine-tuning.
Yeah, exactly. Most models rely heavily on this process called fine-tuning.
Which is like, what?
Think of it like training an elite athlete for one very specific Olympic event. They get incredibly good at that event based on all their training data.
That makes sense.
But-
Super specialized.
But then, say you want that same athlete to suddenly compete in a totally different sport. You can't just give them a quick chat.
No, you'd need a whole new training regimen, probably years of it.
Precisely. And that's kind of what traditional AI models are like. Once trained, they're locked in. They can't really adapt to new stuff, new information without going through that whole costly, intensive retraining process again.
Significant costs and effort, basically locking them into the past.
And that's the fundamental challenge this Vertical AI and LLABS partnership is aiming squarely at. The breakthrough they're talking about, the core innovation, is something they call a living knowledge graph system.
Living knowledge graph system. Okay.
Yeah, and it's designed to completely change how AI interacts with information, to get past those frozen snapshots we talked about.
How does it do that? What's under the hood?
Well, it really comes down to two key pieces of tech working together: dynamic retrieval and knowledge graph technology.
Okay, dynamic retrieval first. Let's zoom in on that. What's actually happening there?
Right. So dynamic retrieval. What's really fascinating here is it acts almost like an on-demand brain extension for the AI.
A brain extension, like plugging in a hard drive.
Kind of, yeah. But one that's always connected and, crucially, always up to date. So instead of only relying on what it learned during that initial static training, it allows the AI to instantly go out and fetch the most relevant real-time information.
From anywhere.
From basically any source, yeah. And across any type of text, images, video, audio, even code.
Instantly fetching. Okay, but the revolutionary part you hinted at earlier.
Is that it does this without retraining. That's the absolute key.
Ah, okay, so the core AI model itself doesn't need that massive, costly rebuild every time there's new information in the world.
Exactly. It can access and use new knowledge on the fly.
Okay, so dynamic retrieval pulls in all this new current information instantly. But isn't that just a flood of raw data? How does the AI actually make sense of it all? How does it organize it so it's actually useful, not just a big digital pile?
Good question. And that's where the second piece comes in, the knowledge graph component. See, it's not just about recalling isolated facts like a search engine.
Hurry.
The knowledge graph takes all that dynamically retrieved information and weaves it together. It organizes it into a living, interconnected map.
A map of relationships, context.
Exactly. A map of facts, relationships, and context. Think of it like a constantly growing sort of three-dimensional web in AI's mind. Every piece of information is linked to others, showing how things relate, cause and effect, context, All of it.
So it's not just remembering, it's understanding connections.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It enables the AI not just to recall information, but to actually connect ideas, spot patterns, and reason across different pieces of knowledge. Much more like how, a human brain works.
Wow, okay, that paints a really different picture. An AI that isn't just reacting based on old training, but actively reasoning with current information. So what does this actually do for the AI models built on Vertical Studio? What new capabilities unlock?
Oh, the implications are really quite profound. I mean, first off, these models will be able to continuously expand their knowledge base.
Across all those data types you mentioned, text, images, video.
All of them. Text, images, video, audio, code. And not just during some initial training phase, but constantly, ongoing. They can literally evolve in real time as new data flows in. Stay current with the world.
Okay, continuous learning, real-time evolution. What else?
Well, crucially, because they have access to this up-to-date, context-rich knowledge graph, they'll deliver results that are far more accurate and context-aware. And this is huge for deployment.
Yeah.
They can do this without ever needing to be taken offline for those long, expensive retraining cycles.
And downtime for updates, that's big.
It's massive.
Yeah.
So the shift is really clear, right? We're moving away from AI models being these fixed things, these frozen snapshots of past data.
To becoming living systems.
Exactly. Living systems that evolve dynamically with your data, with the world's data. And because they aren't limited by retraining cycles, they are, in theory, infinitely scalable in their knowledge.
That idea, living systems, infinitely scalable, evolving in real time, that sounds like it would really resonate with the Web3 community. Why is this particularly important there?
That's a great connection to make. If you think about the bigger picture, Web3 thrives on systems that are open, adaptive, constantly changing, often built on decentralized data. Think blockchains, DAOs, DeFi. It all moves incredibly fast.
Right. Traditional AI trained on a static, centralized data set would struggle to keep up.
Precisely. Those older models often can't handle the pace or the distributed nature of Web3 data. But this new architecture from LLBS running on Vertical's platform, it means AI models can potentially learn directly from those distributed, constantly updating data streams within Web3 networks. They can grow as fast as the data around them.
So AI that can actually live and learn within Web3 ecosystems.
That's the potential, yes. It opens up really unprecedented opportunities for developers, for businesses, for token holders in that space. Imagine dApps with AI that truly understands the latest state of the network, or decentralized autonomous organizations guided by continuously learning intelligence.
Aligning AI capability with Web3 principles. That makes sense.
Yeah, decentralized intelligence, data sovereignty. It fits the ethos perfectly.
And of course, if you have a breakthrough this big, especially one tailored for decentralized infrastructure like Verticals,
Yeah.
that has to have a direct impact on Verte, right? The
Yeah.
token in their ecosystem.
Oh, absolutely. It's directly connected. I mean, think about it. Every time Vertical's platform gets fundamentally more capable, especially with something game-changing like continuous learning.
It drives more usage.
Exactly. You'd expect higher demand for the platform, more builders wanting to use these advanced features, more businesses running their AI workloads on Vertical because it offers something unique.
Okay, more demand for the platform.
Yeah.
How does that translate to Virtai?
Well, a few ways. First, it increases the utility of Virtai itself. The token is still positioned as the most cost-effective way to actually use the platform, right? There's that built-in discount for users paying with Virtai.
So more usage means more demand for the token to pay for that usage.
Correct. And then there's the deflationary aspect. More platform usage means more platform profits generated, denominated in Virtai. And according to their model, a portion of that gets burned.
So increased usage leads to potentially more tokens being removed from circulation, creating deflationary pressure.
That's the mechanism, yes. More usage, more Virtai profit, more burning, and then there's the longer-term strategic angle.
The moat.
Kind of, yeah.
Mm.
Having exclusive access, at least initially, to this LLBS architecture could make Vertical a really compelling go-to platform for this kind of living AI. That creates a sustained demand for the platform and thus for the Virtai token. So it's a feedback loop, really. Better tech leads to more users, which increases token utility and burning, which reinforces the value proposition. Every capability jump flows back into Virtai.
Okay, that lays out the potential impact clearly. So that's the potential. What comes next? What's the short-term plan for this partnership?
Right. So the announcement mentioned that over the coming months, LABS is going to be working on integrating its cognitive agent technology directly into the Vertical Studio platform.
Cognitive agent technology.
Yeah.
What does that mean practically for someone using the studio?
It means builders won't just be creating models that, sit there and wait for a question. They'll be able to build AI models that have potentially virtually unlimited knowledge capacity. But more than that, models that don't just process information passively, these agents can actively seek out information. They can reason with it, connect it, and proactively keep themselves up to date.
So less like a reactive tool and more like an active researcher.
That's a good way to think about it, giving the AI a kind of digital mind that has curiosity and the ability to pursue knowledge independently.
That really does sound like a step towards more autonomous AI systems.
Yeah.
What about the longer-term vision? Where does this eventually lead?
Well, the longer-term picture they paint is one where users can build these highly specialized, continuously learning AI models on Vertical, and then seamlessly integrate them into really complex business workflows, or maybe directly into decentralized applications, DApps,
And these integrated AIs would just keep improving on their own.
without ever needing to be taken offline for retraining. That's the core promise. They adapt, they learn, they get better while they're running.
Hmm.
So the fundamental idea, the really profound takeaway here is the future of fine-tuned AI, the useful, specialized AI we need. It won't be static anymore. It's going to be alive, dynamically alive.
Dynamically alive. Okay. Now, for listeners who might not be super familiar with the companies involved, can we quickly just define who Vertical AI is?
Sure, yeah. So Vertical AI positions itself as a no-code platform for customizing and monetizing AI. And a key differentiator is that it all runs on decentralized compute infrastructure. Their whole mission is really about making AI creation, hosting, and even earning from AI accessible to more people, not just big tech companies.
And they do that through products like Vertical Studio.
Right, Studio is for building the AI models without needing to code. Then there's Vertical Stream, which is more for using and consuming AI applications built on the platform.
That Vertical Cloud.
That handles the back end, the decentralized hosting for these AI models and applications. So build, use, host, covering the life cycle.
Got it. And the other partner, Levangie Laboratories, LOBS, the research side.
Right. LBS is described as a deep tech R&D company. Their focus is specifically on cognitive agents and these novel AI memory architectures we've been discussing. It was founded by Braden Levangie, and it sounds like he's been deep in this field for a while, nearly 7 years, working specifically on cognitive architecture.
Anything particularly noteworthy about his background?
Well, the announcement highlighted something interesting. His early independent development of retrieval augmented generation, RGE.
RGE. Remind us what that is quickly.
Sure. For anyone not deep in the AI weeds, RA is basically a technique that allows an AI model to look up relevant information from external knowledge sources before it generates an answer.
So it checks its facts first, kind of.
Essentially, yeah. It makes the AI's responses more accurate, more up-to-date, less prone to just making things up because it can ground its answers in real retrieved data.
And Levangie developed this early on.
Apparently, yeah, before it became a widely published or mainstream technique in the AI community, which suggests some serious foresight. He also developed their own framework called the Cognitive Agentic Framework, or CF,
CF.
which sounds like their proprietary architecture for building these more advanced, adaptive, self-directed AI agents we were talking about, the ones that can seek out information.
Okay, that provides some good context on both players. So bring it all together then.
Right.
What's the core takeaway from this deep dive? What does this all really mean?
I think fundamentally it underscores that this partnership, this announcement, isn't just another incremental update. It really does feel like a potential leap.
A leap from
From the static, fine-tuned, frozen snapshot AI models we're used to, towards truly dynamic, continuously learning systems, these living systems, as they call them.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now?
Well, it really raises a big question, doesn't it? How might this kind of shift, this fundamental change in how AI remembers, learns, adapts, maybe even seeks knowledge, how might that change, well, everything, the nature of information itself, how knowledge is created and shared, and definitely how we use AI in our work and our daily lives?
It's definitely a lot to think about, the implications of truly adaptive AI. What could that mean in your specific field or for your interests? Certainly something to keep a close eye on, how these potentially living AI systems start to evolve and inevitably reshape things around us.